7th graders. So this is kind of the official start of your ecology unit today. We're going to take a look at some of your vocab for ecology as it surrounds like the environment that organisms live in. Okay, so kind of just to start you off, thinking about what ecology is. When we say the word ecology, we're looking at how organisms are interacting both with each other, but also with their environment. Okay, and there's a couple of different things that they can interact with, or a couple categories we can put these things into. Either biotic factors or abiotic factors. So bio, that little prefix there, means living. So biotic factor is going to be something that's living in the environment. Usually we're looking at interactions between different organisms. An example could be competition. So maybe two different organisms are competing for the same body of water or the same food source. Abiotic factors, on the other hand, that A part in front means not. So this is not living, okay? So these are the non-living parts of the environment, including water, nutrients, air temperature, sunlight, soil, rocks, all of those different parts that make up that environment. A picture for you guys. I'm sorry, it's a little bit pixely. When I blew it up, it happened. Okay. Take a moment, see if you can label some biotic and abiotic factors that you see in this picture. When you're ready, I've got a couple labeled for myself that I will show you, and you can kind of compare what I had with what you have, and we'll take a look. So if you're ready, go ahead and we will move on. If not, make sure you pause the video and try this out first. Okay, here are some biotic factors that I labeled. So up around the sides here of this kind of inlet area, you can see this bright green. That's algae in the water. Algae is a communal organism. It's a microscopic organism that comes together and, well, creates algae. You have manatees. That's what those guys are. They are living creatures that live here. Trees make up a huge part of the environment, right? They are also considered alive. And then I labeled the moss on this little tree stump over here as well. Some abiotic factors, the air, the clouds in the sky, those are non-living parts of the environment. The dirt and soil that make up the ground, as well as the nutrients that can be found in them, would be abiotic factors. The water is a huge part of this environment. And then I think this is what this is down here. I think this little guy is a rock. Rocks are going to be a non-living part of your environment too. All right, so some practice for you guys. You have a page full of examples of abiotic and biotic factors. And I want you to take a couple minutes and see if you can label these. So if it's non-living, you'll put an A next to it. If it is a living factor, you'll put a B to stand for biotic. Pause the video, do this, and when you're ready, I'll show you the answers. All right, so compare what you had to what I have. Here's what I am seeing. So some that people tend to struggle with a little bit. The big one right here is a dead tree. We are considering a dead tree a biotic factor. And you might be staring at me going, Miss Segla, it's dead. You said biotic things are living. Well, something that was once living, even though it's dead at this point, is also considered biotic. So abiotic things are specifically things that aren't alive, they never have been alive, and they never will be alive, okay? Biotic is living factors or something that was once living, okay? You see a lot of these interactions, so rabbits competing for grass, ticks drinking blood. Those are all biotic factors. Those are interactions going on between organisms that live in this community. And then we can look at our abiotic things, and once again, these are all non-living factors. They never have been alive, they never will be alive, right? So we have temperature, water, soil, rainfall, minerals, okay? Those are all major parts of the environment that can affect the organisms, but they are not living. All right, second little part here. Thinking about niche versus a habitat. So a niche, or sometimes you'll hear people say niche, is the organism's job, or you could think of how it makes its living. What does it do? Okay, what's its part in the environment or in the ecosystem? What part does it play? The habitat then is the address of the organism. Think of it as where it lives. Okay, where would you be able to find something like this? Got a little comic for you here. So you have, I am the gardener snake. I live in most places you see today. I live in forests, fields, and marshes. Those places are my habitats. Habitats are where you live. Okay. My niche or job is to eat things like this. You see I'm eating a frog. I don't only eat frogs, I also eat small fish, mice, and bird eggs. Okay, so niche was talking about what he does or what role he plays in the environment. So you are given for your little problem over here, the garter snake lives in forests, fields, or marshes. We can look right over here, this top row here, and see that that is talking about its habitat. All right, another one for you on the engraver beetle. So hi, I'm an engraver beetle because I engrave marks under the bark of trees. You guys might have seen this, especially if you find like a stick on the ground that has really cool patterns in it. We usually live in the southern US where there are lots of wooded area. This forest is an example of my habitat. As an herbivore, I only consume trees such as pine, fir, or spruce. Unlike other beetles, I am the only one who can farm fungi. So little fun fact for you. And I live under tree bark because I can reproduce safely, and so that I'll be closer to my food. This is considered my niche. So then we have a couple of them over here to look at this time. Try this yourself, and then we'll go through it just like all the others, okay? So use this to help you out. Okay, so in our little description here, we have a niche being that the beetle eats trees. It's something that it does. It's a way that it lives, okay? Habitat, it lives in a forest, so that's the where. And then niche, again, for reproduces under tree bark. It's something that it does. All right. I think this is the last one for you guys. Take a second, try these out, pause the video. When you're ready to go, I'm going to show you the answers in just a second here. All right, here's what we got. So, red squirrels spend much of their time searching for nuts and seeds, and bury the seeds which can later turn into trees. This is something that they do, so that's considered part of their niche. A great horned owl usually lives in woodlands, swamps, orchards, etc., etc. It's talking about where it lives, so that's its habitat. Okay, take a look at the other ones. Make sure you have your correct answers on those. And if you guys have questions about any of these, of course, feel free to reach out to me. Quick learning check for you guys. So, what would you call a living factor in an environment like a rabbit or insects? Number 2, what are those non-living factors called? 3, what do we call where an organism lives? 4, what do we call their role or their job in the environment? And then 5 is water, biotic, or abiotic. Make sure you write your answers. I'm going to show you them here. Just 1 second. There you go. These are some of your major takeaways from today, okay? These are the things that you're going to need to use as you're creating your organism portfolio. So keep that in mind. All right. Your big assignment for today, you are doing part 0 for your organism portfolio. This is just looking on some general information about your organism, some of that background stuff. Okay? Let me know where you guys need help. Part 0 is due tomorrow, end of day tomorrow. Okay? Have a great day.